Facebook didn't work again. Oh well. Who cares? Alright, looks like this one is working. Come on. I see a black screen. There it goes. Alright. Alright. Let's go. I'm going to try to do this a different way. I already mowed my lawn. Did a lot of things already. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed crazy late. Okay. Amol, it's way too early for you. Go back to sleep. What is it, 7:30 in the morning over there? Not even. 8? Hold on. Now I'm having a problem with OBS with one of the destinations. I tried to refresh it, but it just doesn't want to freaking work. And I don't know why. It's actually a pain in the... Alright, where are you? You must be in the old one. You're in the old... I could tell now because I'm doing a pop-out for the new YouTube channel. You must be in the old one. Alright. It is OBS. I've tried to reboot the stream twice, and it's been doing this for the last few days. It's actually pissing me off. Because it was never a problem. Now it's not working right. And then you got to go to desktop. Not desktop. Dashboard on OBS. It takes you to another page. It shows that I'm connected on Facebook. I try to shut it off, turn it back on. It still won't work. I honestly don't know what's going on. But you know what? Who cares? It's not like anybody's watching anywhere anyway. Right? Especially if I do my rants. Oh, forget it. It's done. It's over. Then it's really over. I'll tell you one thing. I'm glad that Europe is standing up and gonna help. And he invited them, so it's not. But it's good to have the European leaders present when Zelensky meets with President Trump, because it's less of a chance of an ambush on him. Because the Europeans have made it clear where they position themselves with Ukraine. It's our president that has, and his reliability of dependence of his base. Because he answers, and I'm going to tell you, another person that has a lot to do with what's going on domestically is Stephen Miller. He's the one that's behind a lot of the stuff that's going on right now. It's not just like the president is coming up with this stuff on his own. That guy has a lot of influence on policies domestically. Now, I'm not going to get into it. But I'm just glad that there'll be European leaders as well with Zelensky, so it's not an ambush. Maybe we should take Zelensky and go on the Beast and to give him a tour of DC, right? How safe it is now. Or maybe we don't need the Beast at all. Whew, don't get me started. It's just embarrassing. It really is. This country is looking really embarrassing globally. And I don't know if people realize that. It's starting to turn into a shit show embarrassment. Bottom line. There are no more excuses. The excuses are done. You can only excuse someone for their behavior. Oh, he was joking. Or this. You can only do that for so long before people say, enough's enough. And they're always the thing that gets a politician is when they're caught in a lie, what else are they lying about? They all lie. All of them. Obviously. All of them. That's not a partisan thing. That's bipartisan. Well, boy, oh boy. A tsunami wave could be created from this one. I was doing a lot of research. Last night's stream, I looked into a lot of different things. Do you realize, and I don't want to get into this, I want to play a game. Do you realize, because of Canada, Canadians do not want, they cut their travel to the United States by like 30-something%. Do you know how much just Canadians were responsible to tourism, restaurants, hotels, spending money last year? Just Canadians. 30 billion with a B. And I was looking into research. A lot of other countries don't want to come here anymore. There is a serious dislike of the United States right now around the world. They don't want to travel here. They're saying, we'll go somewhere else. That cuts the tourism. And what does that lead to? Layoffs? Because they're not getting the revenue like they used to. Do you realize how much the hotels and restaurants and everything, some will close down? What about that? Do you realize how much in 2023, do you realize how much illegals paid in taxes and paid for rent, all this stuff? In taxes, it was close to 80 billion. You know, they're not all criminals. They put almost 300 billion into the economy by spending here. There's a lot of things that affect a lot of areas, but people just don't understand that. And like I said, give them a temporary work visa. No, they're not citizens. You don't have to worry about them changing the demographics in the country. They'll never be citizens. You don't have to worry about that, because we know you want to slow that down as much as possible, because you know in 20 years, the majority becomes the minority. It's just a matter of time. And that's what they're trying to slow down and prevent as much as they can. And a lot of this fear tactics, because eventually the military might get involved because a party may not want to relinquish power in the future. This is all testing the waters right now. How far can it be pushed? I'm telling you. So people need to pay attention and wait till the tariffs really hit in October, when the stockpiles dwindle, because the companies businesses were preparing for this, but now their stockpiles are going down. They're going to be affected by the full impact of the tariffs, especially after this so-called 90-day extension to China. You watch. This is not good. Independence, it's worse than any president in recent memory. It's even worse than Biden, where independents stand right now with this administration. They are like, what the fuck? You lose independence. I've always said that. They're big. Republicans are going to they're going to vote Republicans. The Democrats are going to vote Democrat. Except if it's Biden. Some of them were like, what the fuck? But the bottom line is, you need those independents on your side. And right now, in every major policy category, they're down in double digits, sometimes in the 20s. Negative. That is a bad sign. Because they're like, what the fuck? What's going on? Yeah, I thought you were going to get criminals up, but now you're it's like you have the present Gestapo on the streets of the United States, roaming the streets, and limitless power. They just are intimidating people. The show of force. It's like we live in a militia on the streets in some cities now. Wait till that happens in some of the. Do you know where per capita some of the higher crimes are? In Republican states, in Republican cities, Tennessee, Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Memphis. What was the other one in Tennessee that's really bad? They rank on the top per capita. I would like to see how a Republican governor responds when they have ICE, National Guard, and FBI on their streets in their cities. Watch that, because they're going to target blue. They're not going to target the red ones, even though the crime is crazy there. It's worse than it is in fucking D.C. But they won't do it, because it's... Why? Because this is a political stunt. That's why. That's when you know the truth. Just like this bogus Banana Republic hearing they're going to have with Hillary, Bill, some of the former attorney generals for the Epstein thing, but yet the main guy that knows everything, they didn't call. And that's Alex Acosta, the guy that was in charge in Florida when they gave Epstein the sweet deal. When the conspirators, co-conspirators of Epstein, named and unnamed, were given absolute immunity. It is so fucked up that the prosecutor, the main prosecutor, she's a female, I can't remember her name, tried to get a meeting and saying, look how much evidence I have. He did not even meet with her. The deal was already made with Epstein's lawyers to cover it up. Whose names were part of that? Conspirators and unnamed and named. Ooh, who was part of that? Isn't that what everybody wants, including MAGA? The names? That has the names of his co-conspirators. Who are they? The most important guy you want to kind of ask questions at that hearing is not even going to be there. That shows you right there, it's political, it's bullshit. Because if you really wanted to get to the truth, that would be your star number one subpoena witness. That shows you everything, that this is a joke. The main person, you're talking about Hillary, and you know what the tie is to Hillary, right? She hired Ghislaine Maxwell's nephew as an aide. That's the connection, by the way. And of course, how many times Clinton allegedly flew to the island. But let's turn our attention to that instead of the person who was his best friend for 10 years. You got to see what Epstein has said in the past. It's going to all come out more and more. Do you know Epstein totally believes that it was Trump after the real estate deal went sour? Because Epstein bid $36 million, and he even showed the place to Trump. He showed him the pool. It wasn't with everybody else. That's how buddy-buddy they were. Not in 2000 when he was stealing staff from Mar-a-Lago. That's a lie. In 2004, they went together to this real estate site that actually there could be Russian oligarch dirty money laundering involved in the fucking later purchase. This is... Please close that door.
Really, I'm feeling tight.
I know, but it's nice and cool in here right now.
I'm feeling tight.
So then Trump bid $40 million and beat Epstein. And Epstein was going to come out and accuse Trump of being involved with money laundering, all kinds of shit with a Russian oligarch. So Epstein believes it was Trump that did the tip on the Tampa Bay police. What's it, Tampa? No, not Tampa Bay. What the fuck was it? What's the police department down there? Whatever it was. The police department down there where they lived, where he still lives. And tipped the police about what was going on in his home. Now, if that's the case, if Trump knew what was going on in Epstein's home and tipped it, that means Trump knew what was going on. Palm Beach. Oh, this is gonna get really interesting if shit comes out. And remember, there's one equation here that people are not thinking about. All the victims out there that know who was involved and seen the people. Forget about what. Ghislaine Maxwell, look at the deal she got. She's gonna do everything to protect him. That's the deal. Protect him. put the object on other people, but protect him. That's the whole goal. Notice how conveniently the distraction is happening. Everything's happening so fast. Oh, we met Putin within a week. What's going on in D.C.? The supposed Russia gate, which is bullshit because it's been investigated over and over and over as many times as they investigated fucking Hillary on what happened overseas in Libya. They've done this. It's been done many times. This is not new. They want to make the focus on anything except for Epstein. But it's coming back in September when the House reconvenes and there is a bipartisan support to get those fucking things released. We're going to see how that goes. And they're planning a bipartisan, I think it's his nemesis that's retiring. He's not, and that's why he's going crazy as a Republican. It's funny, when they have nothing to lose, they know that they're going to leave. That's when all the shit comes out. Because they've had it. And that's when they grow a set of balls to do anything. Because now they know, okay, now I'm going to let the people know what's really going on. Otherwise, they're trying to save their political careers. That's what it's all about. Because they know if they say anything negative and they don't go with the in tow, all it takes is one Truth Social post and they'll primary their asses out. It doesn't get any simpler than that. That's really the cause. That's why when people are retiring and leaving, that's when they talk a little bit more. But you know what? The excuse, oh, they're just angry and disgruntled. How many times can a person be labeled a victim until people say, okay, enough's enough? There's a serious pattern here. You know what I mean? So we got to see how this is all going to play out. And I have a feeling it's far from over. Far from over. It's like cover up after cover up after cover up. Sometimes the cover up is worse than anything that actually occurred because I don't think anything occurred criminally involving the president. I don't. But it sure is going to make him look bad. Okay, so it's like Clinton flew, not 20-something times. Let's just say he flew 4 times. Oh, it's going to make him look good. So what went on in the island? Well, what went on with you when you were hanging out with Epstein alone all those years? What was going on? You flew that plane several times. You even flew a helicopter, just you and Epstein, to Atlantic City one Sunday morning at 1 o'clock in the morning with young women, not underage, but young women, so much so that one of them, I think it was a tennis player, was told, you can't come in with them. The age is 21. The next day, the commissioner that takes care of the gambling was like, what's going on? That cannot happen. He could have got fined big time. He got away with it. They gave him a pass. There's a lot of things out there. They were not just friends. They were buddy. And in all that time, you didn't see anything? You didn't know anything was going on? Did you not know? And you didn't say anything? He may not have done anything himself, but you sure were aware probably of what the hell was going on. And the polls indicate that, both Republicans and Democrats, they believe he knows something or definitely knows a lot more. It's over 50%, even with Republicans. So there's a lot. This is not a partisan thing again. And to blame the Democrats as a Democratic hoax, who started this? MAGA started this. You started this. Your people started this. But then when you did it's like, here, look, we got the Epstein files with smiles. There's a few of them, including Pam Bondi. Oh, well, look, we got them. Now we got it. We're going to let it all out. Until they found out what was inside. Dead stop. And they all pretty much went quiet. And all of them. Whoa. And then they had people scanning them and then redacting mention of Trump in them. Oh, no. We can't see the redactions. We got to see the whole freaking thing. Then they fire Comey's daughter for no reason, maybe because it was her last name, but that wasn't it. It's because she was the prosecutor on Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking trial, which got her 20 years. What happens a week later? Put the pieces together. Tom Blanche goes and meets with Ghislaine Maxwell. How convenient. You fired the main prosecutor, who should have been the one there, by the way, because she knows everything about the case to ask the relevant questions, or to at least brief Blanche to be familiar with what the fuck is going on. But that wasn't the intention. The intention was protect Trump. And then she gets moved to the most unbelievable club-fed prison camp in the country, in a residential area, which never has happened for a convicted sex offender to go to a facility like that ever. But they waived it in this case, the Bureau of Prisons. Why? Does anybody know all these things going on? They're all coincidences, or are they all connected? There's too much bullshit here. Unless people are just ignorant, just want to turn their heads the other way or put their head in the sand. But does anybody have any sense of logical, rational intelligence? Or are we just going to go along with everything and not see what's right in front of us? And I don't give a shit, Democrat, Republican, whatever, whose ever names and whoever was involved in this, bring it out. Because you know what? MAGA thought it was all Democrats. It was a Democrat cabal of pedophilia ring. That's why they wanted it out, because they truly believe that it involves Democrats. Not thinking about the ramifications that it could have effect on their own. Because they were sold this idea in the whole conspiracy. It's a Democratic pedophilia cabal. Those in power. It's a sex ring like Pizzagate with Hillary. This is all the shit that they've been sold and believed in. But then, full stop. Full stop. And here's another thing. You remember when that letter appeared? Now, it's possible he just signed off on it and somebody added the other shit to it that he really didn't know what was in that birthday letter. The birthday book exists. He will never fulfill his lawsuit with the Wall Street Journal. Do you know why? $10 billion. Because then he has to, give a statement and be questioned by the prosecution. And they have a lot. They're not going to do that loosely without having stuff to back them up. Not on something like that. And his deposition would be his downfall because he's not really good at it. He's really not. He thought that's what got him in deep doo-doo with the Jean Carroll case. That's my wife, Marla Maples, at the time. No, it's not. That's Jean Carroll. Oh, but you don't remember? Do you realize he will never, ever go in for a deposition in this lawsuit? Because it'll be his undermining. Do you know that they can bring everything out? Everything. Everything that they're aware of. And he'd have to take questions about that in his deposition. And that he doesn't want that. So it's all bullshit. Oh boy, it's going to get really interesting. Again, the victims know who these people are. So does Comey's daughter. If I were, because there's lawyers out there that represent like dozens of victims of Epstein and Maxwell, because it's amazing how they're trying to make her look like she was a scapegoat now. There are some people out there trying to say that. She's fucking more guilty than he is. She's the one who recruited and groomed and brought them to him. And was directly involved too, at times. There's a lot here. But the victims know too. And, they've gone through their trauma just like anything else. But if push comes to shove and they think that there's a cover-up going on, be careful, because they might come forward. And they might come forward in front of a congressional hearing. And then you're going to end up in more shit than you realize. So they better tread carefully. I'm telling you. They really thought it was all about all Democrats. That's why they wanted it. We need to expose them. That was the big talk for like almost a decade. Until they found out he's a big part of that, probably in the files. And again, this does not mean there's criminal activity, but a lot of shit that just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
What?
Did Taco eat the food?
I have no idea. Close the door, please.
Would you please put the
She's driving me nuts. It's so early. It's already. Leave the light off, please. He knows how to see in the dark. He eats in the dark. I can see in this room. He can see in this room. So, pay attention to the shiny objects right now. That's what this is all about. One big distraction after another. If you see it, it's happening so fast. And it does have the media probably, because I don't watch it, not talking about Epstein anymore. But they will once the House is reconvenes and it's immediately brought to the table that they're going to try. Even with, I think there was, last I heard, it was like 10 or 12 Republicans that are going along with it, which, that's it. That's all you need. But they have their own reasons, because they have the MAGA base reasons of doing it. That's why they're doing it. Those are like the real MAGA Republicans in the House. But other than that, they have the majority vote to push this forward. Now we'll see. We're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. And again, there is going to be a committee with some of the victims are going to speak in front of a committee. I wonder what that's going to be like. So this shit is far from over, even though they want to try to get people to forget about it. Maybe they're forgetting about it right now because of Russia, Putin, Ukraine, DC, Russiagate, all this other nonsense. That's the intent. They're trying to change the narrative. They want people to not focus on that right now. They want them to put their attention to other things. And maybe his approval rating will climb up again because it's dropped. It's worse than Biden. It's worse than Biden right now. And they're worried about that 2026 midterms. Big time. You see it. Look what's going on in Texas. You see the panic. They're going to try to do everything they can to stay in power with both houses, House and Senate, because they know if they lose it, it's not about just he's going to be impeached. No, it makes him a lame duck for his last 2 years, because it always happens. They don't work together. The House could be Democrat, the Senate could be Republican, but when it comes to them working together, nothing gets done because of that reason. They need to stay in total control of both. And if they lose that, nothing's going to get resolved. That's the real reason. It pretty much makes him a lame duck for 2 years. So they see this next year as vital. And if the economy, if people feel it by October, November, which they will. They will. I see it already. Everywhere, all the prices going up on everything. I went to check out a pair of sneakers I bought before this all shit started. It's $30 more already. Same pair of sneakers, $30 more. Items that we depend on, that, people love their little iPhones and their Androids and their laptops and all their electronic gadgets. Well, where does a vast majority of that shit come from? China. And you think that it's because it's a trickle-down the manufacturers, they're going to pay more. Export costs, the companies that are getting this from those countries, and you think they're going to swallow this shit and lose money? Hell no. The consumer's going to pay. Ultimately, it's the consumer that's going to pay. But like I said, and you could look this up. This is not, I'm making this up. A lot of businesses, especially small businesses, stockpiled. They had a inventory as much as they could before the full effect of the tariffs would take effect. Once those stockpiles dwindle, then they're going to have to deal with the reality that they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay the tariffs from companies, because the companies are going to charge them more money. Thus, the consumer is going to pay more when they sell it. And it affects so many things. 77% of toys come from China. Christmas, they'll be fighting for dolls. Oh, but we don't need them. We don't need all those dolls. You just need 2. You wait, and it affects refrigerators, appliances, household goods. It's so much. Clothing. A lot of materials. And that's just China. That's why, if you notice, they put a pause for 90 days, because they know how important China is to this economy and our dependency on it. They know. Don't mess with China. I mean, I totally agree with the differential and imbalance. That goes without saying. But you want to do this right, not by bullying and blackmailing other countries to fall to what you want them to do. That's not the right way to do things. It may work here in this country, but other countries are saying, fuck you. Do you know that, and I looked this up, I did research, extensive, the disdain, the dislike of America right now, globally? The majority, because there's always going to be a few that agree with what's going on. Like I said, Canadian tourism, last year, $30 billion into our economy. That shit ain't happening this year. The crossings coming over to the border have dropped 30-something%. Flights dropped. Tourism is going down. Overseas tourism that comes here, not happening as much. It's affecting the industry. So, and that affects jobs. The hurricane is curving out, but they have it coming a little bit closer to Cape Hatteras. So they got to watch out for, and I'm going to get off this topic, but people really need to pay attention. Not to what they see on the news. Do your own research and look at what's really going on broader. Agriculture, construction, so many areas. And I want to see Americans on Medicaid welfare do these jobs. They've tried this before. They'll quit on the first day. And they'll say, fuck you and your Medicaid. I'm not working on this field. Watch. This is going to hurt the economy worse than people imagine. That's another factor. But I don't think people put this stuff together. They just buy everything they see on TV. Except the independents. They're noticing. I'm an independent. I'm paying attention. I ain't voting for anybody that supported all this nonsense, ever. You went along with it, I'm not voting for you again. It's that simple. No way. Anyway. So there it is. It has, the models have it a little bit closer and then curving out here. But still, it's not going to make impact. It will have rip currents. Like, that's a lot closer than the past models. And they better hope that that turn happens like it's forecasted to make. Because I'm going to be honest. You see when it makes this turn to the north? See the turn shifting more to the north? I'm going back little increments. See right here, it's moving more to the northwest. It's going like this. Then they're predicting it to go more north and turn, because that's what they do. But boy, oh boy, if they're wrong, that this thing makes a little bit closer of a push to the west, that could be a big game changer for North Carolina. So we have to watch this very carefully. Matter of fact, it's too bad that, let me look. So this is now. If you look at it, it's moving more to the west-northwest. It's still on a west-northwest trajectory. But they're predicting that it's going to start making a sharper turn like this. Right now, this is future models now. This is future models. It is literally going to be a matter of 100 miles. It could be that this area could get affected. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, but it's that fucking close. It's just, if that storm moves a little bit further to the west before it turns, and this is a category 3, before it makes that turn out, then there could be some impacts felt here. But they're predicting right now it's going to curve out. That needs to be watched. And there's another storm, but it's supposed to do the same thing. Hook away. This one. This is popping up now. But see, it's to the north of the islands. Usually that's an indicator that it's going to curve and go out. If it builds in here, the Leeward Islands, and starts to form in here, then that's the ones you really got to pay attention. But when they're north of Puerto Rico, it's a good sign for us, because usually, I mean, it could still go this way to the west, but eventually it's going to make that turn and go. Eventually, usually. So that's actually a good sign. Let me see. See, it's going, look at it, almost the same path as the one that's going on right now, but even further out to sea and curving. The ones you got to watch out for, the ones that are lower, like this could be a potential, and go this way. And even if they make that turn, it can affect the coast. Or it can enter the Gulf and affect the states in here. So that's why I look for that. Where are the storms located? Where are they, to the south of the islands, or are they coming in right here? When they come in here, that's an alarm bell, loud and clear. That's when you really got to be concerned. But right now, other than those two storms, the model's not showing nothing going into the end of August, which is a great sign. This is a great sign if the models are right. So we'll keep an eye on that. And the hurricanes that are affecting offshore with the riptide, these storms are heading right to the UK, Ireland, Scotland. The remnants is going right to them. So remember, this is the hurricane. Look where it ends up. And it gets bigger in size. It's crossing the Atlantic. Where's it heading? Right toward the UK. Right toward the UK. And they got that. Look at that. Look at the energy coming in. Ireland, Scotland. Look at the way the eye is. It's right here. This is still a very strong storm, not a hurricane, but a very strong storm that they're going to have to deal with here. Look at these coastal areas with the winds. They're going to get pummeled. And a lot of rain, but look at these winds coming on shore. Look at this. So, though it's not affecting us, it's definitely going to have an effect on the folks here. And here's the other one. That's kind of scary in itself right there for Nova Scotia. The other one, that's like bullseye. That needs to be watched for them. They need to pay attention to that storm. That one. Because there's a high pressure and it's pulling it right into Nova Scotia. See the high pressure here? Well, the steering currents have it coming right up in here. It's steering it right into Nova Scotia. It depends where this high pressure ends up. It could go out a little bit more and pull it away if it gets caught up in it. But look at that for Nova Scotia. Look at this. And we don't even know if this model's gonna hold up. It may not. It'll probably change because this is like over a week away. But this is something they need to keep an eye on up there. But where does this end up? Let's see. Look at the one. That one really just dissipates. Oh, it's right there. And it got shredded. Even though it's still a little bit impactful for them. But the other one, the hurricane that is going on right now, that's the one they better watch in the UK. The remnants. Because it's going to still be a powerful storm. Not tropical in nature, but still a powerful storm for them. That's a lot of energy. So I'm sure the UK is paying attention, but this again is over a week away. This could change. This model. And I'm curious, I'm going to back up. Let's go here where this storm is. I want to see what the American model is showing. Oh shit, see the American has it more to the south. South of Puerto Rico. Now, see? Where is this thing going to go? Is it going to go north? It's here. Landmass will destroy that. But look, now it's over Cuba. And now it's here. It looks like it wants to go into the Gulf. Holy shit. Look at this model. The American. Holy shit. Remember, that water's above normal temperatures. That is a psycho hurricane right there. We hope that doesn't happen. That's the American model showing this. In 2 weeks. But again, cannot be trusted. Cannot be. It's not reliable. But still, this is what the American is showing. And landfall. Texas, Louisiana. Probably as a Cat 2, maybe. Or maybe even a Cat 3. But this model, I guarantee you, in 2 days, will not even show it even here. That's why you can't trust this model. I preface that with saying this is not a reliable model because it's just too far out. But it still makes you think. What if it is right? If this is right, boy oh boy, and this is a big storm. And the steering currents, I mean, if you look at it, it's coming right into the Gulf. But we have to see how everything sets up. Because the Euro has it a little bit more to the north and getting caught right in here and then being swept up. But this one has it lower. And then getting caught up in this and going right into the Gulf. So we don't know. They're not agreeing right now at all, which is not unusual. They'll come together at some point. Matter of fact, I'm going to look at now, because there's probably no indication of this low pressure coming off of Africa yet. And that's always a thing to watch. Right there. That's the one. See how it's low? If it was here, it might take this track. But since it's developing low, that's when you got to watch. When they're that low and coming across. That's the key factor. And this one dwindled, but there's another one here. Is this it? Because I don't see it here. It could be. There it is. There's actually a few that look like they want to develop in the models. But this is the one. Got to watch this one. Now this is less than a week. So the models are a little bit more accurate. Less than a week. I always say 5 days. But this is now 6 days out. And that's what they're calling for right here. This has to be watched very carefully. Because that thing might come right into the Gulf. Right there. Bang. So we need to pay attention to this. Big time. Oh my gosh. So the last thing we need is a hurricane like that. For real. It's the last thing anybody needs right now, especially in Texas. Especially in here. North and west of San Antonio, and we all know what happened in there. San Antonio, I went too far. It's probably right around here. Right here, Kerrville. We all know what happened there. And it's northwest of San Antonio. So the last thing we need to see is something like this. Because we don't know if this is even going to happen. But we don't even know the track. That's just a guesstimate. It could not be there at all. Or the track could change completely. If it does develop. It can go... That's impossible to forecast right now. So they need to watch this. Without a doubt. And this is showing this. That doesn't mean that rapid intensification could happen. The only reason it's not developing as much as it is right there in that picture is because of the landmass interaction. With the low pressure, the storm, you'll see it. It's getting hit over landmass. It doesn't have the potential to get the power if it was in open water. Here it comes. See, a lot of the storm is interacting with landmass. Even though the low's over water, which is the most important. See, it's right here. But it's interacting with land. Cuba. That hurts its development because it's not over the water to get energy. That's why they're not focusing it right now to be as strong as it could be. It's the interaction with the land, the low. This is so important where that ends up. Because once it gets over open water, warm, above average temperature water, that's when it explodes. But it's interacting with a lot of land, the low pressure, which diminishes its growth and strength. But they're also predicting, like it's not unusual, rapid intensification due to the above normal temperatures here in the water. And it hasn't been disturbed like another storm came through and cooled it down by bringing the colder water to the surface. This water is ripe for development. Ripe. And we can look at that too. The temperatures in the Gulf right now, I guarantee they're above normal. I guarantee. Bill, miss you, bro. Chaos, where the... Oh, Chaos, I got to talk to you. Are you still there? I have to talk to you. Because I'm involved with a project. I have to sign an NDA. But it's a station with music like ours. And if you want to contribute any of your music to it, I'll put you in contact with the person and you communicate with that person directly. The music that, and I told him about you. I said, this guy is a musician for decades. This guy makes music. So I did mention you. I don't know, I hope you're in chat still on Rumble. But you think about that, and if you have my email. If you're interested, if you're still there in Rumble, contact me. I hope you're still in Rumble. I have to email you. Because my music has gotten attention. People may not like it here. They may not show appreciation for it. But somebody was paying attention to my shit. And so much so that I had to fill out sign an NDA and send it back. So I can't even talk much about it. So I think you would be a great content creator if you were interested in this. Because you have a lot of cool stuff. KS, where did you go? He might have left. Maybe because I was ranting. That usually happens. Oh my gosh. He says he wrote a masterpiece I would love you to hear. Never heard anything like this before. That's because they're making improvements with the AI generator. And they're giving you more creative discretion when you're making music. Like I just rewrote a song that I wrote the lyrics to. Because I write the lyrics to everything now. And I have been for over a year now. No, about a year. And it is just an awesome version as a rock song. In my opinion. And the person that I'm working with, I sent it to him. He goes, oh my God, love it. But I want to hear what Chaos is saying is a masterpiece. Let's see what you got. It reminds me of something Zappa and Satriani would work on together, even Steve Vai. It has that fusion.
Nothing but swings. Pay to play and pray for the next green thing. Risk to reward ratio, bitch, I am the risk. Liquidity's the girl in the skirt, I couldn't resist. I'll front run your love like inside a news. Strip your chart bare till there's nothing to lose. If the spread's too tight, I'll slip the knife. Premium paid in the cost of your life. Break trends.
I like it.
Break heart. I'm the last one left in the dark. Stack gains.
The problem with a song like that is it can go over people's heads because of the way the changes are. And for a person like him as a musician, or me, we can appreciate what's going on in that song. But a lot of people in these days, especially the younger demographics, that's not like really what they want to hear. There are some, of course, But overall, you know the kind of music they like. That confuses them. For us, it's outstanding because of what's going on structurally in the song. And you're always going to have people that do enjoy it, that have that appreciation for music. But it goes over people's heads too. It goes above it's like they don't get it. That would be my only thing. That's like my music. My music, a lot of them won't like. You know why? But they're, like I said, there's some. Because my music sounds old. It's like vintage. It's got more of an 80s vibe. Or it's not in touch with what's going on musically in the scene now. And I know that. But you know what? I don't make music for that reason. I make it so I can enjoy it. And if other people like it, great. But I'm going to put something out there that I like. I'm not going to put something out there to satisfy others if I don't like it. Because that's like selling myself out. I won't do that. Heck no would I do that. I've got to write stuff that I enjoy. I mean, I purposely could write music that sounds like the music today. But will I like it? The chances are no. There might be some, but the chances are no. Because that's not my vibe. Like I said, I'm not going to write music that may appease other people, but I'm going to listen to it and not like it. That's crazy. I'm not going to do that. That's like Alien Disclosure, the rock version. It's 80s sound. Completely 80s sound. But I like it. Thus, it's a keeper for me. Because I like it. And you know what? By me liking it, it plays in my car. It plays on my bike rides. It's more important to me than for anyone else. It has its purpose for me. People like it, great. If they don't like it, great too. That's your opinion. But for me, it's valuable. In more ways than just playing it on a stream. And believe me, when I'm in the car and I see somebody like the True Love song and they listen to it, they're like bobbing their head, they like it. They have no idea what the hell it is. Until I was to tell them, this is actually an AI song. Oh, I knew it. Bullshit, you didn't know it. You thought this was a song that's out there. How would you know? Unless you really know. How to identify an AI created song. They don't. Because they're not musically inclined that way. They're just not. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Let's call it for what it is. It's funny how people pretend, yeah, I knew it all this time. Okay, you did. I'll buy it. See, this is the rock version with my lyrics. Alien Disclosure. I like it. It's my music I grew up to. 80s. Totally 80s.
Decades of denial, omission of proof, top secret clearance, obstructing the truth. How long have they been here?
I'm going in the pool soon.
Where do they come from? Is this just conspiracy? Do they think we are dumb? Do
Now, if I heard that when I was growing up in the 80s, and I'm so enamored and interested in the UFO topic, and if I heard that rock song back in the 80s, I would have been like, oh shit, I love this. I like the music and I like the lyrics. That's what it means. I enjoy it. And like I said, that's all that really matters. To be honest. Like I said, that shit plays in my car. With my crazy stereo system in that vehicle. It plays while I'm bike riding. And knowing that I wrote it and I'm all into it, it's even more inspiring. Because I know I wrote it. At least I wrote the lyrics. And there is a creator content aspect of building the song too. So, but that's just my personal perspective and opinion. But I love it. I'm going in the pool soon. I'm going to race a little bit for like 20 minutes and then I'm going in. Because summer, the temperature is going to be 90 today, tomorrow, this week, 70s. That water's going to get cold quick. Summer's going bye-bye. I got to enjoy these last few days in the pool because eventually that water's going to get too cold. Nighttime. It is what it is.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall, countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall. Protect the space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by friends. Honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust when naivete could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truths, scale way so one-sided. Crossing imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones thrown from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Aura filled with positive energy, back turned as daggers fly, repelling the negative vibration, misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessels, sadistic pleasure, deep inside the anger dwells. Importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself being, defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing, power, mind, body, and spirit. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones thrown
Where is
from
the
a
map?
glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Shielded
I didn't see the waypoint.
armor of boundaries.
Now I see it. Glitch. Oh my god, I didn't even see that.
As twilight approaches with colorful hues, daydreams turn to night. Twinkling appears slowly above the hints of the heaven imagining our travels and visits to Mars. How far can we reach our outstretched hands? There is no limit, our goals set high. Watching the meteor streak above under the night-lit sky. Could there be life out there, feeding in the Goldilocks zone? What would an exoplanet be like? Is it similar to our own? Mysteries of the universe, galaxies swirl, what is that black hole? The power and beauty of our sun, northern lights are born in the northern pole. Viewing through a telescope, revealing the secrets the naked eye can't see. What is that beautiful planet? Which planet is that? What could that be? Pulling all the charts like a captain at sea, heart pounding within my chest. A new frontier to be explored, humanity's destiny to begin its quest. Rockets launched upward with a fiery roar, risks and danger lie in its course, overcoming all challenges, atmosphere pierced with all its force. Is that a SpaceX rocket or satellite? Feelings of excitement and joy, lying back and gazing at this beautiful sight, the night-lit sky for all to enjoy.
Oh man, I saw that coming.
Could there be life out there, feeding in the Goldilocks zone? What would an exoplanet be like? Is it similar to our own? Mysteries of the universe, galaxies swirl, what is that black hole? The power and beauty of our sun, northern lights are born in the northern pole.
That was close. And then to add the drum parts is cool too. I had fun with that.
They gather in the fields, the false harvest to complete. Light dims in the heavenly heart. Bonfires glow bright with symbolic heat. Samhain begins for all to celebrate. The physical and other world to interact. Blessings for the new harvest, fires to seal their yearly pact. Pumpkins smiling throughout the house, making their way in the dark. Spiders bounce on the glittering web. Dogs can be heard as they begin to bark. Shadows in the distance, the source yet clear. The moon shines brightly, howls in the night, I tremble with fear. Candy awaits in the jack-o'-lanterns. Children all dressed in their Halloween guise. Traditional parties blaring Monster Mash. Everyone dressed in their best disguise. Ghouls and zombies walking through the streets. Superheroes but not skipping a beat. All dressed in their costumes, ringing or knocking. It's time for trick or treat. An old house sits at the end of the road. Creaks can be heard from the rusty gate. Door opens as bats depart. The place seems haunted. Should we investigate? We enter slowly using our backlit phones as we approach the stairs. A voice screams loudly, "Get out and beware!" Candy's all gone, it's eerily quiet. Music plays from the TV. It's time to make popcorn, but what could that be? The movie just started. It's just the Michael Myers theme. Time to relax, enjoy the night. My favorite movie, Halloween. Candy awaits in the jack-o'-lanterns. Children all dressed in their Halloween guise. Traditional parties wearing monster mash. Everyone dressed in their best disguise. Ghouls and zombies walking through the streets. Superheroes run not skipping a beat. All dressed in their costumes, ringing or knocking. It's time for trick or treat. Candy awaits in the jack-o'-lanterns. Children all dressed in their Halloween guise. Traditional parties wearing monster mash. Everyone dressed in their best disguise. Ghouls and zombies walking through the streets. Superheroes run not skipping a beat. All dressed in their costumes, ringing or knocking. It's time for trick or treat.
I missed the checkpoint. Oh, I'm gonna get a pass? Not like that.
Waiting all my life for that special person. Magic fills the air now. I
Fuck.
am certain
There goes that race.
this is the time for celebration. My dreams come true. Will you be mine? Fire ignited within the first time we met. My heart relit with love. My body began to sweat. Nerves tingled down my spine when you touch me. I hold you tightly, unchained love. You set me free. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go, this feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love. Yeah. Oh, oh. Every day I cherish you as if my final day. Always by my side, words
Come on, drift.
cannot say how much I love you. You make me smile. Once empty, now whole. Let's walk down that aisle. Pledging love forever. Promise to be faithful. You at my side, your loyalty never doubtful. Love is our force that nothing can destroy. You and I forever, our lives full of joy. Forever together, this is our destiny. Never letting go,
Come on,
this
drift.
feels so heavenly. All my life been waiting for you, my love. Soulmates forever, you are my true love.
Drift. Come on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Oh, I drifted too much. I'm dead. Ugh.
disappear in the sky. Streaks zigzag above, top guns blazing as they fly. Battle stations for the fleet, defense countermeasures in place. Emotions whirl within with apprehension, soon to engage face to face. Propaganda fills the air, false sense of security. Bluster turned to fluster, tyranny's path to obscurity. Misleading their people, the truth hidden behind the veil. Society begins its uprising, freedom will prevail. The power of the forces align with fearless allies. Mission to be one, confidence as they rise. Defeat not an option, the enemy will lie. In defeat the drums of war begin, thunderous with every beat. A match ignites the tinder box.
Come on.
Countries gripped in fear. Will this become the next world war? Borders soon to disappear. Allies against the evil axis. Struggle between good and evil. Viewed through different lenses. In the eyes of the beholder. Once shielded by their sword, proxies begin to fall. Outer defenses penetrated as the forces approach the wall. A last stand drawn in the sand, a message of forewarning. Lay down your arms.
Not much
this
of a
is our
lead.
final warning. The power of the forces align with fearless allies. Mission to be one, confidence as they rise. Defeat not an option, the enemy will lie. In defeat the drums of war begin, thunderous with every beat.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh my God, I'm dead.
Wielding a mighty shield behind a great wall.
I blew it.
Countermeasures in place to prevent a downfall. Protected space around me, guarding against the enemies. Deception is the game played by frenemies. Honoring feelings and energy, knowing whether to share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation misguided. Birth of unfounded truth, scale way so one-sided. Crossing the imaginary line, no respect for another. Stones throw from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence, are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened, shielded by my armor of boundaries. Set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. empty vessel of sadistic pleasure. Deep inside the anger dwells the importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above. Confidence in oneself, being defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing, power of mind, body, and spirit. Shielded by my armor of boundaries.
Turn up the volume, crank up the bass, rockin' to the beat, no time to waste. Grooving to the music, bouncing on my feet. Come on everybody, get off your seat. Get that groove on, no matter where you be. Shake it anywhere, baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor, rock it on my feet. Come on everybody, under the moonlight. Get that groove on, no matter where you be. Shake it anywhere, baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor, rock it all night. Closer to your body, under the moonlight. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our hair. Keeping
man.
in beating mood of tones. Feeding off your
Dirty.
energy, rattling my bones. Cruising down the highway, my baby by my side. Turn up the volume, rocking as we ride. Driving to woofer beats, car seems to be alive.
I hit the tree. I saw that shit coming.
This is how we
Now I'm gonna lose seconds.
As we get home, we turn down the light.
Oh my God!
You and I together make it through the
Can't
night.
lose that time.
Marvin plays in the room, let's get it on.
Pay for every rewind. Fuck.
Music made with each other to the break of dawn. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air. Swaying with my
Come on.
baby,
Gotta catch 'em now.
electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm and beating mood of tones. Feeding off your energy,
Rattling my bones.
cruising down the highway. My baby by my side.
Oh, I gotcha.
Turn up the volume, rocking as we ride. Driving to
Far from over.
beats, car seems to be alive. Rolling off your energy and mood of tones, feeding off your energy, rattling my bones, tingling down my spine, electricity in the air, swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm and beating mood of tones, feeding off your energy,
Rattling my bones.
share. Trust with naivety could lead to despair. Communication breakdown, misinformation, misguided birth of unfounded truths. Scale ways so one-sided, crossing the imaginary line of respect for another. Stones thrown from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment
Come on.
without consequence. Are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Aura filled with positive energy, back turned as daggers fly, repelling the negative vibration, misery and sadism set aside. Do they look in the mirror? Are they pleased with themselves? No empathy for those who seek hate. Empty vessel of sadistic pleasure, deep inside the anger dwells.
One mistake and I'm toast.
The importance of compassion, power of love, respecting one another, taking the higher road above.
Ah!
In oneself being, defining the rules and limits, whether or not agreeing, power of mind, body and spirit, crossing the imaginary line of respect for another. Stones thrown from a glass house, volleys hit to each other. Judgment without consequence. Are you the beholder? Negativity will not be emboldened. Shielded by my armor of boundaries. Of boundaries. Of boundaries.
Don't drift. Oh shit, the drift too heavy. Oh my god, I'm out of control. Oh my god, I'm out of control. I gotta do it. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose seconds. I'm right there.
The ground begins to crumble, cracks and fissures to form. Foundations attacked. Is this the new norm? Panic drives those with fear.
They're right
driven
behind me.
by
I
those
lost
who seek
valuable
power.
time.
Will we be driven to our darkest
Come on, get to the finish line.
Rumors swirl, what should we believe? Blame shifts to each other, falling on deaf ears. We build
Oh
our
my
own
God, I'm out of
borders.
control again.
Will survival it be law and order? Is it just conspiracy? Masterminds of the global new order.
Whoa.
Standing in the fault line, ground trembles under my feet. Under my feet. Forces line to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Warning shots ignored, writing is on the wall.
On the wall.
What will it take before we all fall? One side pits to destroy each other, the cauldron of fire to be released. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is this judgment day or the eve of the beast? Rumors swirl when we had the chance to seek a commonality. Anger and voices heard above each other, too late for this finality. Lines drawn in the sand, now wiped away
I gotta
by
get
gale
off.
force winds. We all need to respect each other, or in the end no one wins. Standing in the fault line, ground trembles under my feet. Forces line to wage war, they will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Whoa, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa,
And that's it. Going to the pool. Everybody have a great Sunday. Maybe be back later. Who knows? If not,